Hello students, lesson number 14, measurement and effects of heat. Under this lesson, in last lecture we had seen how to derive the formula to decide to find the specific heat of a substance, okay, and for that we use the energy by the object, that is the Q object, is equals to energy gained by the calorimeter plus energy gained by the water. And by using this formula we derive the formula that is Q object means this m0 is equal to change in temperature into temperature of object, and change in specific heat of object is equals to mass of object into change in temperature of water and into specific heat of water. And after that the last the specific mass of a calorimeter, change in temperature of calorimeter and the specific heat of calorimeter. And this is the formula we are using for solving the examples given below. So here it is the question. Suppose the masses of calorimeter, the water in it and the hot object made of copper, which is put into the calorimeter, are the same. So here mass, calorimeter, water and the hot object, all masses are same, means m0 mass of object is equal to mc means mass of calorimeter, and in mw means mass of a water is equal, and that's why the common term m is taken for mass. Now the initial temperature of the calorimeter and the water is 30 degrees Celsius. The initial temperature, change in temperature delta T, inside it 30 degrees Celsius is the initial temperature of the water, and the hot object of temperature 60 degrees Celsius is put inside the water. The specific heat of copper and the water is, just we studied that before only, and it is, that is 0.09 calorimeter per gram per degree Celsius, per gram degree Celsius, and 1 calorie per gram degree Celsius is the specific heat of copper. This is the specific heat of copper, and this is the specific heat of water, and we have to find out the final temperature of the water, means change in temperature inside delta T is equals to T initial and T final is there. So difference between them we have to find out. So here it is the mass, that is mw is equal to mo is equals to mc is equal to m, because here it is given that all masses are equal. And here it is temperature, that is initial temperature of the water is the 30 degrees Celsius, and the temperature of the object is equal to 60 degree Celsius, and we have to find out the T initial. So using the formula, our formula is here, same formula we have to use for this. This last line is the formula, here this is the formula. So here according to formula, so here mass of the object is m, so it is written directly, m is here. Change in temperature of water means the actual temperature T final is 60 degree, and that T initial is 60 degree and its temperature is decreased, so negative T final is, we have to write here. So change in temperature is equal to 60 minus Tf, and into specific heat of the object is equals to calorimeter is equal to 0.09. So these values we put here instead of these into this formula. Okay. Now the mw, same, that is m we have to write. Change in temperature of water is equal to final temperature minus 30 degree, because its temperature that temperature, initial temperature of water it is given, that is 30 degree, and same temperature is the calorimeter also. So change in temperature of the water is equal to T final minus 30, and then change in temperature of a calorimeter is also T final minus 30 degree. And after that the specific heat of water is 1 and specific heat of calorimeter is 0.09. So in this way we put the values of the respected terms into this formula. Now the next point is the, so here m So m is common here, so that if we take it outside it get cancels. Okay, m is common, it get cancelled. So the remaining terms are 60 minus T final into 0.09 is equal to TF, means T final of T final is also common term here, m and T final if we take out the common, so m get cancels and here remains T final minus 30 and into the addition of 1 plus 0.09 is equals to 1.09. Then here 60 and this we are doing the multiplication of this. When we solve this example, so 60 into 0.09 is written here, 0.09, this two multiplication is here, and then 30 into this multiplication, negative 30 into 1.09, it will come here for the addition because this term is negative. Now the T final into minus T final into 0.09, we have to take this side of equation, 0.09 T final and the multiplication of 1.09 into T final, that is plus 1.09 T final will come towards the right side of equation, and from this T final just take it common outside, T initial is given, sorry, and here it is, and the remaining terms addition, and when we solve this example calculations if we do, we will get Ti is equals to 32.29 degree Celsius, that is T final temperature of the water will be how much, that is 32.29 degrees Celsius, means the temperature will rise from 30 degree to the 32.29, means how much temperature was increased, that calorimeter is 2.29 degree Celsius. Okay, now the next point is the effects of heat. Effects of heat. In previous standard we have studied two effects of the heat. On meter is to 1, matter is to matter, first expansion and contraction, and second is the change in state. So when we provide heat to the object, what happens? First of all, it expands or it contracts. Okay, so here that for that we took the example of a coin, and here we have to, that coins we have to put on then any wooden things. How we have to put this arrange this nails, that is the coin can easily pass from this. Okay, and afterwards when we provide heat to the object, the coin is unable to pass from in between these two coins, and from that what we are understanding, the metals are expand or matter is expand when we provide heat to it, and contracts means when we take out the heat from it, it contracts. And the second point is the change in temperature. When we provide heat to the object, its state changes, means solid becomes liquid, liquid becomes gases. Otherwise we take out the heat, the gases becomes liquid again, and that processes are called as boiling, evaporation, condensation. These processes we have already studied in the previous classes. In this lesson we are going to learn more about expansion. So here expansion, when heat is given to the any substance, when heat is given to any substance, its temperature is increasing, its temperature increases and it expands, and what happens, it is expanding. Its expansion depend on increase in the temperature, means how much it will expand, it depends on the increase in the temperature, and increase in the temperature, solid, liquids and gases all expand on receiving the heat. As you know that in summer days the tire and tubes of the vehicles are, what happens, it breaks, and the reason behind it is that the gases which are present in the tube and tire of the vehicles, it expand, and if the space is means less space is there, then it exert the pressure on the tire and tubes, and due to this pressure what happens, the tire and tube is expand, means gases expand, liquids expand. I told you the example before only, and solid just I told you, that is coins example, and liquids also expand when we provide heat to it. Now the next point is the expansion of the solids. So for that, linear expansion, the linear expansion of a solid is increase in the length of wire. When we provide the heat to the wire, okay, wire is linear, it is straight. So when we provide heat to this wire, the what happens, the length of a wire increases. At that time length of wire increases, and this kind of expansion is called as a linear expansion. Okay, so here it is given that the linear expansion of solid is increase in the length of the wire or a rod of a solid due to increase in its temperature. Now when we increase the temperature of a rod, the length, that is the L1 from T1 to T2, means temperature when we are increasing, that initial temperature we provide heat to it, then its temperature is T2 and its length is increases, and length is becomes how much, L2. Okay, and the change in length is proportional to the original length, how much it is proportional to the original length, and increase in the temperature. Okay, so delta T is equals to T2 minus T1, so that change in temperature means this is final temperature which was increased after providing heat, and T1 is the initial temperature of the wire, and the change, so we can write the change in length as follows. The change in length, that is alpha of original length into change in temperature. So how is this change in temperature? Depends upon the length increased is equal to length increased minus length decreased, means change in length, that is change in length is equals to, is directly proportional to the first initial length into the change in temperature, initial length into change in temperature. So here L2 minus L1 is equals to, that we have to take the common to remove this directly proportional sign, and that constant is the lambda. Okay, and this is, we remove this sign and here we are taken the is equal to, and for that we took here constant, that is a lambda, then L1 into delta T, and the final equation means how much length will increase, that is length L2 is equals to L1 into L1, just take it outside, L1 into bracket 1 plus lambda delta T is the equation of the change in length of a wire, means linear expansion of a lambda. Here lambda is the constant of proportionality, and it is called as a coefficient of linear expansion of the solid substances. So here it is. So this is also the kind of equation. Actually this is the physics lesson, and that's why so many equations are here, and these equations you have to try to solve and try to derive. Okay, by just first see this and then try to derive this. So here what we had done, that is change in length, means when this is a wire, we provide the heat to it, its length increases. So increased length is equal to L2 and previous length is equal to L1, and the change in length is equals to L2 minus L1 is directly proportional to the initial length, that is initial length of the wire into change in temperature, and it is directly proportional. To remove this directly proportional sign, we have to take a constant, and that constant is lambda here, and the next step is the L2 is equals to, if we are taking L2 is equals to L1 1 into bracket plus L1 into 1 plus lambda delta T. Okay, so in this way we have to derive the formula for it. Okay, now the next point is the expansion coefficient of the different substances are different. Expansion coefficient of different substances are different, and from the above formula we can see that if we take two rods of different substances, both having the same length, their length is same, and increase their temperature by the same amount. Okay, one suppose iron rod and one is the copper rod, we provide the same heat to it, the rod of the substance having higher expansion. So which rod is expanding, that is expansion coefficient will be expand more. So there is a rod of means which rod will expand more, which rod's length will increase more than the another, the whose expansion coefficient is more, that rod's expansion will be more. Thus the increase in the length will be larger, and from the formula we can write that the expansion coefficient as lambda is equals to. Okay, so if we keep this lambda here as it is, okay, So lambda is equal to, here this only example, step C, L1 minus L2, and this L1 into delta T, it will goes here for the divide. So lambda is equals to, here we get the formula, that is lambda is equal to L2 minus L1 and divided by L1 into delta T. Thus the expansion coefficient is the change in length of a rod of unit length when the temperature is increased by 1 degree Celsius. If we are taking the unit length 1 centimeter or 1 inch, and if we provide the temperature to it, then how much its temperature rises to 1 degree Celsius, then how much it expand, and that is called as a expansion coefficient. So from formula 8 we can see that the unit of the expansion coefficient is inverse of the unit of temperature. Okay, so its temperature is the degree 1 upon degree Celsius, or 1 per degree Celsius. The expansion coefficient of the some substances are given in the following table, and here it is that table. Okay, and that table some values are given here. Copper's expansion coefficient is 17, aluminum 23.1, iron 11.5, silver 18, then alcohols 1, then water 0.2, mercury 0.2, chloroform 1.3, hydrogen it is 3.66, helium same 3.66, nitrogen also same 3.67, and the expansion coefficient of sulfur dioxide SO2 is 3.90. So in this way the expansion coefficient is given here, and by using this value how to solve the example, that we will see in our next lecture. So all of you just study this today's part of the lesson and make it perfect. So today we have stopped here only, we will conclude here only. So okay, thank you and have a good day.